Pokemon Unite is coming out on the Nintendo Switch in July, but you can try out the game early this weekend only during the Pokemon Unite network test. All you need is a Japanese Nintendo Switch account, which I'll be showing you how to make. The Nintendo Switch is not a region-locked console, which means it's perfectly safe and legal to have a Japanese account on your Switch alongside your normal account. No worries of getting banned. First, open up your web browser and go to account.nintendo.com, link in the description if you're too lazy to type that out yourself. If you don't see this screen, then you're probably already logged into an account, so click on your username in the top right and log out. Now that we're all on the same page, click Create a Nintendo Account, then enter a birthday and click Submit. Now make up a username for the account, and here you will need a working email address. It has to be an email account that you have access to because you are going to need a verification code from that email. You might need to make a new email address if you've already linked your current email to another Nintendo account. Next, make a password with at least 8 characters, pick a gender, and now for the most important part. When selecting your country/region, make sure you pick Japan. If you don't pick Japan, you won't be able to get to the Japanese eShop on your Nintendo Switch to download Pokemon Unite. Now, just agree to the terms of service, and when you continue, you'll be prompted to enter a verification code. You'll get this code from the email address you used to make the account. The email should show up immediately, so if you don't see it, then try resending the verification code, or check if you entered your email address incorrectly when making an account. That's actually what happened to me the first time. Kind of embarrassing. Once you're done verifying your new Japanese Nintendo account, we're going to link it to your Nintendo Switch. From the home menu, select any game on your Nintendo Switch, and instead of using your normal account, scroll over to the plus button to make a new account. You can make the username anything you want, but I recommend using the same name you entered when you made the Japanese account to make things less confusing and to reinforce any subliminal messaging that you may have been trying to do with your username choice. Now we're going to link this up to the Japanese Nintendo account that you just made. You'll need to enter that email and the password to the new account, and then you'll need to open that email one last time to get another verification code. Once you've entered all that in, you'll be able to use this account to waltz right on in to the Japanese eShop. Things are going to get a little scary here. Most of the text from here on out is going to be Japanese, but don't be afraid, I've got a pro tip for you. Anytime you need to make a selection, just make the first choice that your cursor is already on. It's going to work every time, trust me. Once you get to this screen, look at the tabs on the left and go down to New. There it is. I already downloaded Pokemon Unite, so you have to do this next part without me, but it's okay because I believe in you. Click this button, and when you get to the next screen, just keep clicking the first option you get, okay? We're so close. Pokemon Unite should be getting downloaded on your Nintendo Switch right now. While you're waiting for that download to finish, it's the perfect time to pull out your smartphone and download Google Translate. That app has a camera function that you can use to translate any text in the game by pointing the camera at your screen. The future is now. If you don't have a smartphone, then don't worry, you can just keep using that strategy of selecting the first option for everything, every time. This screen might look a little scary because it has 8 options, but it's just asking you for your region, and at this point it does not matter which region you select. You can click any of these regions, no problem, it doesn't matter. This screen might be tricky too. You need to click both of these boxes, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then agree to allow Tencent to mine Bitcoin on your Nintendo Switch in the background whenever you're playing Pokemon Unite. Small price to pay if you ask me. I'm going to show you the rest of the character creation and tutorial screens just so that no one gets left behind, but at this point, it's smooth sailing. Let me know down in the comments what username you decided to use for your new account. I went with Ameno, but Actual Egg was a pretty close second. I've been anticipating this game since it was first announced. For the past 10 years, I've been getting wrecked in every MOBA game I've ever touched, and I can't wait to do the same thing in this game. I honestly do have a lot of expertise in the genre at this point, so I'm actually pretty excited to share this brand new adventure with you guys and hopefully help you guys get better at the game as I get better myself. So this tutorial right here is just going to teach us how to control our character. You move around with the left stick and you can do normal attacks by pressing or holding the A button. You're going to want to get used to holding that A button down while holding a direction with your left stick so you can move around in between each attack. Those Pokemon that we just defeated gave us some points, and now we're going to deposit those points into the enemy goal area. Once you get to the enemy goal area, you hold down the X button and boom, you score your points. The more points that you're holding, the longer that you'll have to be holding the X button before you put your points into the bank. Now you can press the ZR or R button to use your Pokemon's abilities. You won't really be able to tell what an ability is going to do until you use it, so just go ahead and try anything you want. There's no mana or PowerPoint system in this game, so you can just spam all your abilities as much as you want. The only limit is the cooldown. Okay, now after we show this Vespiquen who's boss, we're going to test out our ultimate ability, or in this game it's called a Unite move, or something like that. Unite moves are charged up whenever you hit an enemy or get hit. Once your Unite move is fully charged, you can just use it, and right here I'm using it to call down thunder upon Wartortle. Once you defeat an enemy Pokemon, you can pick up those little gold balls to get all the points that that enemy was holding, and then you can go score them right in their own basket. We have achieved victory against the tutorial. And now, one more tutorial battle. It's a bot match, so it'll function much like an actual match, except this is just like a really short version. The actual matches last like 10 minutes, and then I think this little bot match only lasts like a couple minutes. Or 5 minutes, there it is right there. Okay, so we're using what we learned. Move with the left stick, and I actually pushed the plus button to see what would happen. It took me to the score screen, and I didn't know how to get out, so I clicked the minus button. That took me to the option menu. Now you know what those buttons do. I don't recommend clicking them, because I didn't need to change any options, and looking at the score screen didn't help me out much. Just run your little Pokemon out there, collect as many points as you can on the way out, and don't forget to use your abilities on these wild Pokemon. Even though they're not real enemies, you should still use your abilities on them just to knock them out faster, get those points, and move on. At the time that I recorded this gameplay, I had already done a few matches on a different account, so don't worry if it doesn't come as naturally to you. You're going to get used to holding down that A button and moving with the left stick and spamming your abilities in no time. Just stick with me and I'll teach you everything you need to know. There's actually a lot happening mechanically here to keep myself positioned well and doing damage. All that you should focus on as a new player is doing the damage. Just get used to holding that A button down and using your ZR and R buttons right when their cooldowns end. You may have noticed that once I stepped behind the enemy goal, I actually got slowed a lot, so that's just one of the mechanics of this game. If you try to skip past an enemy goal area, then you're going to get a mega slow. Right here, I'm on the enemy's side of the map, and I'm taking their Pokemon camps. This is a risky yet rewarding thing that you can do to take points away from the enemy's side of the map and claim them for your team instead. Right there, I leveled up, and I got the choice to either press left or right on the D-pad to upgrade one of my abilities. I had absolutely no idea what that new move was going to do, so I just tried it out, and it turned out to be some kind of fire punch that launches me forward, and if I collide with an enemy, it looks like it's also a little mini stun on them, so pretty cool, nice upgrade. Now I'm unlocking another move. Looks like I get the choice between Fire Spin, maybe, and Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz. I ended up picking Flare Blitz. It's another ability that will push me forward. We call those gap closers in the biz. And right here, again, we're just focused on spamming our abilities, making sure that we're constantly outputting damage, and that poor Absol just got melted. Coming up pretty soon, you're going to see me get myself into a bunch of trouble, and this is a point where just spamming your abilities and doing damage isn't really going to cut it. So right here, I'm holding backwards with the left stick while still trying to do damage. And it's important here that I'm doing both at the same time to both hurt that Absol and get myself out of trouble and reposition to a better location, which is not directly in front of this Ivysaur who wants to kill me. This Ivysaur is still chasing me down. He almost gets me there, but I make it into this bush and I push down on the D-pad to teleport out. When you're inside of your base, you get Mega Healing. Push down on the D-pad while standing on that home base plate, then pick a direction with the right stick, and click ZR to launch yourself. I know that's a lot of buttons. I don't know why they had to make it that complicated. That's just the way it is. Here's another spot where it's helping me to remember to hold the direction with the left stick while I'm doing my damage with my abilities, because it made it so when that Wigglytuff tried to run away, she was actually just running into me still. I know it can be a lot to remember to use all of your abilities when they're off cooldown and hold that A button while you're holding a direction with the left stick, but trust me, like I said, you will get used to it. Right here, they're showing us that Zapdos has just spawned. I love that. Zapdos is actually my favorite legendary Pokemon, so I'm really happy to see him in this game. So when you defeat Zapdos, I believe the tutorial says that it makes it easier for your team to score, which I think means that you don't have to hold the X button down for as long to score, although I'm not actually sure on that. I just know that it gives you a bunch of points, and in some way it makes it easier for your team to score. So it's good to defeat that Zapdos for sure. This is Charizard's ultimate ability. I really like it. You just gain a ton of mobility and you can fly over terrain. So I just stood on that like unwalkable terrain so that Absol just couldn't get close to me, and then I burned him down. So there are other big important Pokemon that will spawn other than the Zapdos. There's also a Rotom that spawns at the top of the map and a Dreadnought that spawns at the bottom of the map. To be honest, I still haven't figured out exactly what you get for knocking out those Pokemon, but I'm sure it's something good that's helping you to score points somehow. So you should probably just do it. If nothing else, you're getting a bunch of points for it. And I'm pretty sure that the Rotom and the Dreadnought do something. Like, I'm pretty sure that after you knock them out, they'll start like walking down the lane towards your enemy's side of the map, and then probably something good happens when they reach a goal area. Alright, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, then I know you must have found some parts of it helpful. If that's true, then you should like and subscribe so that when I make future Pokemon Unite videos, you'll see them in your feed and you can learn some new stuff again. Or if you already knew everything, then you can just come make fun of all my terrible jokes in the comment section. I would love to hear anything you have to say, whether it's criticism or maybe a request for some kind of tutorial. Anyway, I'm really excited for Pokemon Unite. I wish I could go keep playing, but I have to go to bed for now because I stayed up kind of late to finish this video. There's only about 24 hours left to play this game, so make sure you play it as much as you can. If you want to hang out with me and watch me play it, I'm probably going to be playing this game on my stream, and there's going to be a link to my Twitch stream in the description right underneath that link to account.nintendo.com. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.